Hello, everyone from Akasa Living. I want to talk to you tonight about the integration of a lot of information that I've had and taking it to a point of congruency, of linear congruency, actually. Over the past couple of years, I've gotten information consistently. And it's not that it hasn't all flowed together. It's not that it all hasn't built one thing upon another, but there's been a lot of it. And I've been saying for a while now, I wish there'd been a map. So I would have understood that that's what was happening, for one thing. And so that I could have seen that something I got here and something I got there and something I got there was going to lead to this or lead to that. So that it would have all made more sense sooner. But also, the other part of that is when I was going through it, and sometimes even question myself because it is a lot to go through. The other thing is it's rather exhausting to go through. And of course, I was trying to live and go through it, do have a life. And I'm an empath, so I feel other people's emotions. I feel other people's energies. So that's like, oh, shiny thing. I'd be right in the middle of it and then feel somebody else's energy, And then all of my gifts coming online. So there's another, shiny thing. And then, so it's been a lot of distractions. So integrating all of this into some sort of linear congruency for you all has not necessarily been the easiest thing to do. What I want to talk about is the calling oneself back to oneself and what that means. And the reason we do it across all time, space, universes, lifetimes, dimensions, and incarnations, past, present, and future. I'm going to talk about releasing energetic cords or releasing all energetic entanglements of any kind, and how very important that is and exactly what we mean by that. I want to talk about what we do to ourselves that we don't even know we're doing, and the importance of our words and our actions, and just how much control we have. What we're doing to ourselves, and we don't even know it. We think we know. We think we have it figured out. But then, no, we don't. And I do want to say that I'm constantly saying, I feel energy. And it can be exhausting. But at the same time, I know what I know and I understand what's happening because I do feel it. So today, when I got this card, it was the garden quartz card, which I want a piece of garden quartz so badly. I want one of the nice big pieces. Garden quartz is clear quartz, but inside is like a terrarium. It's like a natural terrarium, folks. There's like a garden going inside, all right? And so I want a really nice piece so badly. I've not been anywhere yet that has any, actually. So not even small pieces. But anyway, I got this, and I was not surprised because I'd already been thinking in this vein of thought whenever I got the card. As a matter of fact, I wasn't going to draw any cards today because cards are another way that we can add sometimes another layer to the energy that is already here. And that's what we're getting ready to talk about is how we already have all these layers, and it's not necessarily a good thing. So I wasn't going to do that. And then as I was pulling off a bunch of layers, I got, no, we want you to draw cards. And I'm like, what? And garden quartz first for the guy. So let me read a bit to you from it. Come in, garden quartz whispers. You're welcome here. So often we turn outward to seek understanding of the world around us while neglecting the worlds that thrive within. What could that possibly mean? Worlds that thrive within. Garden quartz invites you to remember that each organ in your body is a constellation, each cell a star. Every emotion is a trailing vine ripe with flowers. Your movement, every action, is fruit of so many minuscule muscles firing in concert with your will. Turning your consciousness within reveals the wonders of the universe of you. Explore your own layers, your own accumulated years with their perfections and their imperfections. Let's honor both and acknowledge both. Your inner landscapes await your attention and bask in your noticing. Garden Quartz assures you there are worlds within you. Come home to yourself. Inside each of us are layers of life accrued year after year after year. Layers of life. Like an ancient city, we build on our own ruins. Things get trapped and layered within. And over time, external influences become part of our story. They begin to shift our inner landscape. Inside garden quartz, there are flecks of feldspar, chloride, iron, and other minerals that create unique landscapes within the crystal. Without them, garden quartz would be just quartz. Within you, there are worlds as well. They exist at many levels, imprints from your emotions, energetics from your electromagnetic field, trails of thoughts, and colonies of microbes in your guts. Do you see the worlds within you as imperfections or as enhancements? How do these layers of self shape the story of who you are? Folks, quantum physicists aren't necessarily talking about the universe of us when they talk about the universe. When we talk about time, space, all lifetimes, dimensions, past, present, and future, when we talk about incarnation, we aren't necessarily talking about the universe of us. But we can talk about the universe of us and understand pretty much what it is we need to understand to deal with getting these layers of energy off of us that are inhibiting us and keeping us from living our best lives possible. Whenever we allow ourselves to ruminate, whenever we go over and over and over a scenario in our mind, well, I could have done it this way. I could have done it that way. I should have told him this, and I should have told him that, and I should have told her this, and I should have said that. Next time I'll do it this way. We're giving that situation and those people so much of our energetic real estate, so much of our energetic bandwidth. Layers within ourselves, dimensions of ourselves. They'll fold in on one another because we'll be laying down, we'll have that thought, the phone will ring. So then we have to stop that thought and we deal with that phone call. That thought comes in on it, and then somebody on the phone that we were talking to, well, they'll get interrupted, and so while they're interrupted, then that thought comes back out and it gets on top of there, and so we get back to our thought we were thinking about, and then oh, I should have, and then they come back on. So we have these, it's all convoluted. When we finally get off that phone call, And we're like, well, I'm gonna let that go. And then we have another thing we should have said or we should have done. We get hung up on these things that we won't let go of. And we give them so much real estate, so much of our energetic bandwidth, so much of our time, so much time, space, so much of our lifetime, so much of our universe, so much of this incarnation. We give it the past, the space that it had. We give it the present, that moment. And we're going to give it the future because we're not ready to let go of it yet. So we're going to do it again tomorrow night, and the next night, and the next night, and probably some tomorrow too. Because we're probably going to tell somebody about how, we're still thinking about all of it. And that gets convoluted in there and interwoven in there so that it's in our chakra system. So when we go to clear our chakras, it's not as simple as just, okay, let's let the light in, let's open up our chakra system. It's not that simple. It's literally, it's like this chakra system's gotta be unwound this way, and it's gotta be unfolded this way, because it's all intermingled with so many other things. How many people have we talked to about it? How many others' opinions do we have about it? And why? Why are we doing that? Whatever it was, whatever the situation, and believe me, folks, I've had some bad stuff happen to me. Bad stuff. Bad stuff. Whatever it was, holding on to it, going over and over and over it again and again and again. And I'm not saying I haven't done it, because I have. Even with some stuff that wasn't so bad, I've done it. Because I'm like you. I was born and raised, and that's what we've all done, okay? But doing that, I didn't control any of it anyway. All I ever controlled about the situation, if I was old enough to, was me. And if I wasn't old enough to, I didn't even control that. So now, at this moment in time, because I can't do anything about the past. That was just the past. That's the past. I can't do anything about that. Now, I can now. Let it go. Forgive everything, including yourself, whatever part you played in it. And then no, we go to, well, I didn't play any part in it. Sure we did. Sure we did. Even if the part we played is, we didn't understand the part we played. That we didn't understand that we were energetic beings and that we could have let it go a long time ago if we had understood we were energetic beings. Maybe that's the only part we played. But we've played that one all of recorded history. We've all played that one. We've all been doing the trauma, drama, blame, shame, woulda, coulda, shouldas, because we didn't know any differently. So let's all forgive ourselves. And understand that whatever happened was all due to the level of conscious awareness at the time of the people involved. Now, that doesn't mean you give them a free pass and you let them do it again. Absolutely not. You put up parameters in your life. You don't let them in your energetic field to keep doing it to you. And if it's really bad behavior and parameters don't work, well, then you put up boundaries if that's what you have to do. You get away from non-resonant energy. Energy that doesn't resonate with yours. Energy that's like this and not like this. We've done enough of that. Y'all know what I mean. manipulative energy that's trying to act upon yours to get you to be something that's not authentic to you. No. We want to be in flow. Sovereign of self. Just attracting in energies that want to be there and that we want to be with. So it's unconditional, free relationship. Stable. All right? So that's why we want perimeters and boundaries. So accepting that they did it, whatever it was, because it was just their level of consciousness, doesn't mean you're giving them a free pass. But it does mean that you realize that you too have been, and still are, in some things, at a level of conscious awareness where you're still doing stuff too. That is at a level of conscious awareness that is probably not the best for somebody else. Because we're all at different levels of conscious awareness. What I understand, what you understand are different things. We aren't all resonant energies with one another. And that's okay. We don't have to be. We don't have to do this. I don't have to bend like a pretzel to fit into a box that you think I should, or anyone else does. I can just be me in frequency, and those who are like me can be attracted to me, and me to them, and we can be in flow, and everyone else can do the same thing. And all around the planet can be that way. And then everyone who's with everyone will be so because of resonance. And there won't be anybody doing this to one another. And it'll all be mutual respect. Oh, see those over there? Yeah, they're not like us. Yeah, but darn, they're not bothering us either. Yeah, look at them. They're doing some good stuff over there. It's not what I'd do, but they're not hurting me, and it's working too. Mommy, don't come. Yeah. Who knew that if we all just left each other alone and respected each other, it could turn out this way? Yeah. Don't know that I agree with their level of conscious awareness over there, but apparently I don't have to. Who knew? Who knew? Yeah, who knew? So forgive everything, no matter what it is. Let it go. What does let it go mean? Stop talking about it. And believe me, do I know how hard that is? I talk about everything. I teach about it. So do you know how hard it is not to talk about stuff? And then if a situation is not dealt with, and so you have to revisit it, you revisit something and not talk about it. And if something is hurting you, well, there you go. You've got your opinion on it. Talk about it. Wow. There comes another layer of energy, and another layer of energy, and another layer of energy, and another layer of energy. And you know what else we're doing? We're talking about it from our level of consciousness, our perspective. So the way I see it, and the way it is for somebody else may not be the same. I may see it as that person did such and such and should be doing such and such, or caused such and such. And maybe for me that is a truth. But for them in their life, there is other factors involved. So there are other aspects to be considered. Like my mom is, say, so sure that I should be one way, Well, I'm so sure I should be another. Let's use that as an example, if it's that way. So if, let's say, hypothetically, she's saying one thing, but I'm wanting another thing. We're speaking two different things over my life. That's conflicting energies being spoken over me. In tarot world, it's black magic. Somebody's speaking voodoo on you, black magic on you, hexes on you, layers of energy being put on us. Somebody else is saying what they think about us or what we're doing. They're telling all their friends. And so they're speaking that energy over us. And their friends are accepting that. And we're owning it. We're not standing up against it because we don't want to disappoint the family, so we're probably doing whatever it is that they want us to do. Or if we're not doing it, then we're owning the disappointment that we're causing them. So we're owning these layers of energy. So we're letting other people put layers of energy on us. Then we're piling them in on ourselves because we're not happy. These are all dimensions. No, maybe it's not what a quantum physicist would call a dimension, but it is a dimension. And these dimensions go in every direction within us. And it's energy that's not moving according to our sovereignty of self, according to what we really want to be. We're letting other people's opinions, what other people think, what other people say. You really shouldn't spend time with her. I've listened to what he says. He's an idiot. You shouldn't do your career that way. Why are you doing that? Yeah. And so we're going in 40 different directions. We're listening to all this input. And we're not doing what's here. We're not listening to our own heart space. We're not getting what source is telling us, our best and highest good timeline. Our energy channel is so full of all of those blockages, all of those energies, which are tying up our energetic bandwidth, which has our chakra system convoluted, full of energies that don't belong there, cords and all sorts of things in there that don't belong, and the different aspects of us. We've talked about that. The different densities of us that have their own agenda because they have their own level of consciousness, they grab a hold of those. Yeah, that works for me. So yeah, let's use the programmable mind and what they believe about that, and let's run with that. So then the different aspects of us, they hook into those. And there are the lights. They use them too. So then we've really got something going on. And pretty soon we're feeling a pain in our shoulder. It's like energy. Because now an aspect's got a hold of it. Mom's speaking it over us, an aspect's got a hold of it. We're holding on to it. The integrity of our energetic field is broken down. And we did it to ourselves. Because we hadn't forgiven that. We haven't let go of it. I forgave them. Yeah, but you haven't shut up about it. You're still giving energetic bandwidth to it. Or maybe you have shut up about it. Maybe you're not talking about it, but you're letting everybody else talk about it. And at night, you're laying there and you're thinking about it. And the next night, and the next night, and the next night. And so your shoulder is killing you and you have no idea why. Because it's got something to do with, if you look up like what parts of the body hurt because of something, it's got something to do with whatever the right shoulder is, or the scapula, or the left hip, or whatever part of your body it is. Mind. This is our divine masculine side, if you use that, and divine feminine, or our allowing and our doing. I have a great deal of divine masculine energy. I think for myself, I am a doer. However, I also allow a lot of people to let their energy run over me because I'm such an empath. And when that implodes on me, I'm exhausted. And because of that, I end up pinned down by layers of energies. I'm so exhausted that I just acquiesce and I feel like I can't do. And so I don't. It's not that I'm lazy. It's not that I don't have my own ideas. It's true that I'm exhausted. I get foggy. I don't see how to. And I don't have the energy to, because I feel obligated to do this and I feel obligated to do that because societal programming says I'm supposed to do that, and I'm in this relationship, so I'm supposed to do that, and so I'm so fragmented because this aspect of me was saying this and that aspect saying that, and I was ruminating about this, and I had those layers of energy from there and from there and from there piling in on me. So this shoulder, my action side, my doing side, the part that should be manifesting my life, doing me, right then, literally like this. To me, that most people thought of as too stubborn to ever listen to anyone, always doing what she wanted to do, etc. And no, not at all. I wasn't living my life at all. But what I was doing was speaking up about it. And the things I was saying were not always accurate. They were my perception of it, but not always accurate. So the things I was saying that weren't accurate, if they involved someone else, I was putting that energy on other people. I didn't know that because it was accurate for me. So I didn't realize my level of conscious awareness of it didn't mean that it was consciously correct for somebody else. If it resonated for me doesn't mean it resonated for someone else. Dimensionality, multidimensionality. What does that mean exactly? You see, my truth about something is my reality about something, and your truth is your reality about something. Now, that doesn't mean that if somebody robs someone or kills someone that that's not true. Of course it's true. But our understanding about something, our perception of things, how we relate to things, what we resonate with, our truths along those lines, those are our individual truths. And those can shift, jump timelines based upon what energies we're allowing, what dimensions of self we're allowing sovereignty in our lives. So if the different aspects of us are causing us to timeline jump, this one's got us thinking this way, and then all of a sudden something happens and a friend comes along and they say something and it gets us thinking in another way, and then another aspect of us grabs a hold of that and and runs with it. And so we're like, well, maybe I changed my mind, and well, where did that come from? But now I'm going in a different direction. Or so we jump timelines with the different aspects of ourselves, with what other people are saying, with how things change around us. The layers within us switch and shift. Our truths. And there are truths. Our truths can even change. The landscapes within us change. our chakra systems become so covered up with all these layers. We end up in so much pain, especially those who are empaths and whose gifts are coming online. All of this is bombarding us. And then if you have all the societal programming in place, and if you're already filling a bunch of roles, and if you already have a bunch of people telling you what to do, and all your aspects are already running your life for you, and so you've already got all that in place. And then if you were born high vibrational with your fight, flight, and freeze turned on, and you have a chronic pain and visible illness because of it, so your chronic fatigue or your fibromyalgia, you're one of those, that's a recipe for pandemonium. So what do we do? Well, folks, there really is an answer. And it's not complex. It does require a daily practice. It does require some time. It does require some discipline. It does require going back to the drawing board sometimes. It's not perfection. It does require understanding that we're always going to be peeling these layers off, and they're always going to be coming back on. We're always going to be peeling them off because this is the condition we were created in. This is what we were born into. It's how the world was when we got here. And so these trauma, drama, blame, shames, woulda, coulda, shouldas are our wounds and our traumas. And so we're going to be triggered. And so the faster we recognize the triggers and take the layers back off, and the better we are at keeping them off, the less triggered and the less we're going to be bothered by them. But we have to recognize them and acknowledge them. And this is the stuff I'm always talking about. When I say I feel energy, yes, I feel light energy frequencies being channeled in to raise our vibration. I feel frequencies. I feel light frequencies. Yes, I do. But I feel the layers of convolutedness. I feel all these things I'm talking about too. And I'm just now understanding. I've felt them my whole life. I felt when people were manipulating and lying and hurting one another, and when people were talking, somebody got a job and they were excited about it, and somebody else said, well, that won't last. And somebody got a new relationship and we're excited about it, and somebody said, well, that won't last. And and then we talked about it one another, and I felt all that, and it was a weight on me. I felt all those things. And they literally just crushed. I mean, it crushed me. And I've been peeling it all off, freeing myself from it. And the main thing I've had to free myself from lately are my own words, because words are frequencies. And I'm really work hard at putting out the energy that I want back at me, because I believe in all of that. So I work hard at that, but I'm not perfect at it. So, but what I have to say about a situation, I'm putting that energy out. So if I have a truth to me about a situation, but it's not true to everyone else, I've put that energy out. So then if somebody else has a truth about me that's not accurate, and they put that out. Or perhaps even I do that because there's somebody doing that to me. So that's what's being drawn from me, is that energy of speaking something that is harsh or hard, that's putting energy into somebody else's life that is not good. And it's not intentional by any means. And I didn't even realize, I had no clue. because I don't like call people up and gossip about people and say, oh, did you hear so-and-so did such as I don't do that kind of stuff. This is stuff about my own life. But it was very specific situations in my life that was keeping those situations stuck. And it's not like I was going to bed every night and agonizing over them, because I don't do that either. I don't allow myself to ruminate. I pull that energy forward, I release it. But I would have a conversation about it if somebody asked me for an update. And it's not like I told everybody and their brother either. I only had a couple people. But I would update them. And those updates would be another layer of energy. Brought it back in. Or I would use it as an example for in meditation or teaching. And that would bring it back in. I would clear it. I'm like, why am I having to clear this all the time? And I go, oh, because you said it again. And I knew that. But I'm like, but I was teaching about it. But you said it again. And I'm like, but it's about me. And they're like, and person involved. I'm like, well, but I forgave all of that. And I didn't even mention their name. I didn't mention, I just said this, that there's a situation. I'm like, but you put that energy back. You brought all that energy back into motion. So it can't move. No, it can't move. That's why my shoulders do this. Yeah, that's why your shoulders. So it's started out my shoulder doing this because of other people. Yes. But then me talking about other people caused my shoulder to do this. No, I'm doing it to myself. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. So what I have to do now is call myself back to myself across all time, space, universes, lifetimes, dimensions, incarnations, past, present, and future. Every word I've said, every thought I've had, every ruminating moment, every teaching moment, every whatever, because you can't ever remember all of it. Who knows? Who knows? Forgive myself for it because it wasn't intentional. It's not like I purposefully have been doing it. And even if I had purposely done it, the level of conscious awareness would not have been, gee, I want to do that to myself or to anyone else. Our level of conscious awareness just is what it is. So forgive it. And then forgive everyone involved for ever being a part of the situation to begin with, or ever existing to begin with, wherever the origin of the situations were. This lifetime, any other lifetime, wherever. Give them their energy back at high vibration. Don't send it back. Some people like, let's send it back to them. No, don't do that stuff. Raise it up to high vibrational energy, send it back to them with light and love. Just give them their energy back. Good energy. No harm, no foul. Call yours back to you, raise it up to the frequency you want it to be, and use it to go forward on your timeline. Release all that, and then see what you've done is you've opened a portal. And you're pouring energy out that, and energy's coming in and energy's going out it. Seal that portal off. Just say, let's get all that energy cleared. Let's give it back to them, give me mine, raise it up to high vibration, let's forgive everybody, etc., etc. And then seal that portal. Center me, get my chakra system perfectly aligned, calibrated for my best and highest good in this lifetime. In reality, no illusions or delusions. The aspects of me don't get to do anything with me. I don't want any of that happening. I don't want any of these layers having anything to do with it. None of that stuff. pure source energy with my energy column perfectly clear, nothing including it, no blockages, no restrictions of any kind. Let's make sure that any energetic entanglements on this are taken off. Let's unwind everything. Let's pull all the hooks and screws and all that stuff out. Let's get rid of all the hexes and anything I've said against myself or somebody else has said, anything somebody's written or whatever. Let's remove it all. And the way we do that is we get above it all with pure source energy. We just go straight to source and say, you can see everything. So put me in a pyramid, and put me in another one, and put me in another one. Bring in pure white light, blue light, and violet flame. Because those are originally the 3 lights I was told to work with. White light contains everything. Blue light is unconditional love. And violet flame transmutes everything. So bring those 3 in. Raise my vibrational frequency up to the highest vibrational frequency of unconditional love. Surround me completely with it. Now open my chakra system up in every direction. Source energy at the highest, purest level. Unfold. Examine, look at every nook and cranny of my chakra system and remove every energetic entanglement, infringement, abnormality, anything that is preventing my life from being exactly what it should be for my best and highest good timeline. In reality, according to pure source energy in this lifetime, without illusion or delusion, so that my energy channel is clear. So I'm getting exactly as above, so below, as pure source energy wants to express it through me. Do whatever you need to do to this, to me, to make it so. Calibrate me, align me, clear everything out. Nothing can hide from pure source energy. Whatever I need to release, whatever I need to let go of, whatever I need to call back, whatever I need to give back. If there's something I need to be made aware of, I forgive. I want to be forgiven. Show me the change in behaviors if I need to change behaviors. Activate my heart chakra. Activate the scapular chakras. Open up my chakra system wide open. Let the light, white light, blue light, and violet flame pour freely down through the whole thing in every direction. Transmute whatever needs transmuted. Turn everything back into love. Remove whatever needs to be removed. Bring everything into alignment. And when you've got it just right, close all the portals. And then just sit in the light and allow it to be so. Listen to any messages you get. Write them if that's what you do, if you get channeled that way. I feel all of this happening. Many of you won't. Just trust that it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much better. Close any portals. White light, blue light, and violet flame. Inundate me with it. Pull all of my energy toward my best and highest good timeline. In this lifetime, without illusion or delusion, pure source energy coming down to express itself through me without anything in its way, nothing blocking the energy pathway for pure source energy. So as above, so below. Balance my divine feminine, divine masculine, or my acting and allowing energies. Across all time, space, universes, lifetimes, dimensions, and incarnations, past, present, and future. I forgive and release all. And as it all be forgiven and released. Yes, there we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feel that portal. Yes, there we go. Seal the portals. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What I feel when all of that is happening is I literally feel the energies moving. It's almost like a chiropractic adjustment for me. I feel the energies moving. Everything just going back into alignment. I feel the energy column being fortified so that there's channels open, no portals opened for this to happen again. Now it's my responsibility to keep those portals that way. If I do it all again, I open them back up. Just like if I go back to watching the news all the time, these portals take in all of that negative energy again. We control all of this, folks. We do. We are the physical expression. We're the tactile. Yeah. So we want our chakra system functioning clearly and cleanly, perfectly, as perfect as we can keep it with source. We want to be getting source's transmission. We want source's energy coming right down through us, as above, so below, as strongly and clearly as possible. Now that vibrational frequency, as above, cannot be maintained in our density. We are not getting that as above experience exactly the way source is. Obviously, source wants to be able to feel it. It knows about emotion. It knows about physical experience in hostility, which also then can be felt emotionally. It wants all of that. So all that it knows about everything, it's willing to lose some levels of consciousness about, to slow itself down and be expressed through us. But we want to keep as much of that as we can, so that experience is as close to the best as possible as it can be. Both ends of the continuum want that. We want that. This is how we do it. As we keep all these convoluted folds, these dimensionalities of ourselves cleaned out. We don't let other people feed into us. We don't let societal programming do it. We don't do it ourselves. We don't have 1,000 different opinions about things. We don't think things through 14 different ways and then think them through again 14 different ways. And we don't realize that we're doing that. I know I went to several doctors over the years, and I said to them, I'm concerned because I feel like I live so much of my life in my head, not in reality. And they said, do you disassociate? I said, no, I'm aware of where I'm at. I know what's going on. I don't wake up somewhere and don't know where I'm at or anything like that. I'm very well aware of what's going on. But I can live multiple lives in my head, multiple storylines in my head, and they're much better than what I can live reality. And they're like, that's your coping mechanisms because of your health, because of how your childhood was, because the marriage isn't good. It's probably the best thing you can do. It's probably what's keeping you sane. There's nothing wrong with you. Yes, there was. I was wasting my energetic bandwidth. I was adding to all these layers. I was just living my life. I was adding to this. I don't need to think about, when I go to bed tonight, I need to, I could have done this and I could have done that. And I don't need to do that. I don't need to plan everything out for the next 4 years or whatever. I don't need to do that either. That doesn't mean we don't need to have a plan, that we don't need to think ahead. I'm not saying that. But source energy is our best and highest good at heart. When we learn how to use our chakra system and communicate with source energy, when we learn how to trust that, when we learn how to be with resonant energies and start living in flow and know that's what we're doing, then we can come out of that stress of, what's my 5-year plan? Is it on track? And laying there at night and, if this happens, then that happens, and this happens, and that happens. But if that happens, then this happens, and we don't have to do that. We don't have to do those things. Because the truth is, we're not going to control any of that. Because those things are going to happen unless everybody else in the little mousetrap that we're sitting there, those are things. And that's all this. That's 3D thinking at its best. I used to do that. I can fix this. I can make that facility. I can make, I can do this, and I can get Christmas dinner done, and the kids stuff bought, and that band booking done, and learn 4 new songs, and make new curtains. And everybody be happy. Not me, and I'm gonna be sick. But yeah. Believe me, I'm not putting anybody down for doing it. As a matter of fact, I admire a lot of you. You've built beautiful, successful lives, but you're not happy. So it really depends on how you define beauty and success now, doesn't it? Is my life perfect doing all of this? No, not yet. Is it going to get perfect? Probably not. Because this is how we've been doing it, all recorded history, and we don't have this down perfectly yet, and not everybody's doing this, and but it's getting better all the time. It's getting better all the time. I understand more and more about who I am and what's happening and what's always been happening to me all the time and what's going on around me. I'm better and better with who I am all the time. I'm better and better with the things that aren't the way I wish they were all the time, because I'm going to control those. And if something's not resonant with you, you don't want it anyway. There was a time in my life where I believed that if you tried hard enough, you could make any situation work. You don't want to make anything work. You have to make something work. There's not enough energy in the world to keep making it work. Then the rest of your life work too. Be in frequency. That's all we need to put our energy into. Being in the frequency that source energy is coming into with our best and highest timeline, and attract in resonant energies and flow with us. And we're going to live the best life we possibly can. So, it's taking a bit to put all this together for you all and explain what we're doing with these aspects of ourselves and these layers of energy that we're releasing, and all of these trauma, drama, blame, shames, woulda, coulda, shouldas that we've been progressing from. These are all exactly what I'm just saying. They're just layers of energy in the energetic field of our energetic body that keep our chakra system from working properly, so that we get the energetic transmission from source to know how to move forward on our best timeline. If we don't have all of that going properly, then our physical body suffers, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And we aren't able to manifest or have the as above, so below experience we're here to have. The more of us who are going toward living this way, the higher vibrational, the frequency the planet will go up into, the more of us that will do this. It's a spiraling upward effect. It's getting easier and easier to talk about in ways that don't sound so out there, because it's getting more and more integrated. It's making more and more sense to me. But please understand that when it first happens to you, you know it's happening, you know it's real, and you're using what you know, what you can find out. You're explaining it with what you can get your hands on and what you're you're hearing, and you're hearing it from the level of consciousness that you're in. And when you're in kindergarten, you hear kindergarten. When you're in first grade, you hear first grade. When you finally make it to middle school, you hear middle school. When you finally make it to grad school, it starts sounding like grad school stuff. And where I'm at, on that continuum, I'm not quite sure, y'all. But not kindergarten anymore. And they're always going to have people listening to me who are resonant with me, or you're not going to listen. So, yeah. I'm not sure what vibrational frequency has been coming through all this time. I'm going to be playing Carlos's Unconditional Love music the whole time. And I will go back and infuse this with unconditional love. I'm quite sure that that's pretty much the frequency it's been coming through, because I've been working to, as I talk about it, not let this come back to my shoulder, because it really is like it not being there. But they are, they meaning source energy, the universe energies, me and source, or source and me, or energy. It's still, I still feel it. So I know, so I know what's going on. So I'm aware, I'm aware of what I'm doing. Hopefully someday it won't be so pronounced. It's okay. We're getting there. Also, time, space, universes, lifetimes, dimensions, and incarnations can mean within ourselves. There is a theory out there about the microverse, about how actually the universe is actually quite tiny, and we actually may be some space kids science experiment in like maybe a tiny terrarium, and we're all just living in there. And yeah, there's a theory out there like that. I don't think that one's right, but who knows? It doesn't really matter. It really doesn't, because whatever size we actually are relative to whatever, relative to what? This is our reality. So this is true. This is our reality, so this is true. Remember that. All those aspects of you that have been fighting your whole life for your energetic bandwidth, they've wanted to claim your reality. All of them have. No. You get to. Might have claimed enough of mine. I'm pretty damn stubborn. I don't know how much of it they really got to claim. I think I got to write a bunch of stories that I kept up with in my head. It was like I had, 14 movie channels going on or something, but yeah. There's always me going on up there too. I don't need other stories going on. I don't need to, well, it could be this, it could be that. Let me think about this, let me think about that. That's why tarot cards will come up with so many different possible ways that something could turn out. It's because of all those different aspects, your energy's coming through. That's one of the reasons why. I've been saying that now for a couple of years. Well, which aspect of this is that? Which energy is that? Which is it the higher self? Is it that? Who is that really? Is it the 3D version? Is it the 5D version? What energy are we reading there? So I don't need any of that. I need right here, my reality. That source, my highest timeline, is giving to me the express. Because we are one continuous light being. And that's my highest and best good. And that's what I want. And I don't need any of that other stuff. I don't need it. You're sovereign over the physical part. So that can happen. Get that part. I'm working on the rest. I hope this has helped. I hope it's making it all a little clearer. Hope it didn't muddle it up for anyone. Explore your own layers, your accumulated years with their perfections and their imperfections, your inner landscapes, there are worlds within you. They all need to be unfolded, all the dimensions that are folded in on one another. Remove all those layers of energy so that your chakra system is free and clear to work properly, so that your energy channel doesn't have any stuck energy, no occlusions. Keep it clear. So there's nothing for the aspects of you to get their hooks into. So as a matter of fact, the aspects of you can be reabsorbed back into source energy. Because what purpose do they serve now? Now granted, source had to slow down, and so they formed a parfait when that happened. But that's been stabilized. That channel has been stabilized now with the chakra system. So those aspects, they're not needed to hold that space anymore. The chakra system holds that space. When we are sovereign over ourselves and keep our chakra system activated, that holds that space, that energy column. We don't need different aspects of ourselves to be fighting with over our energetic bandwidth to get pushed out of the way so that our best timeline transmission can be coming down to us. We don't need those. So those energies can be transmuted or dissipated or absorbed back up into source, back into unconditional love. So they become part of the high vibrational, high level of conscious awareness again. And they want us to have our best and highest good. They want it for us too. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they lose their place. But just like we are here in this physical form, yet our energy comes up to the highest vibrational frequency of unconditional love. So we can receive that transmission. They can hold their space and their energy do the same thing. So they become part of the continuum in the same frequency. One whole complete light being. Oneness. One whole complete light being. Whole and complete. So we want to bring in that white light, blue light, red light, and everything. Sit in our pyramids, bask in that light. Clean up all those inner worlds within us, all those dimensions, all those incarnations in there, past, present, future. Don't go thinking too much ahead. Don't go giving your energy away to there either. Yeah. Use our energy for this timeline when it's our best and highest good, according to pure source energy. Okay? You do that. You're on the right track. Okay? All right, y'all. Gonna call it a night now.